Shalom, shalom. This is Dama Bunt Yahawada, the GMS Little Sanctuary, Inglewood Camp. Back with another quick one. Spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. We are indeed the real, true Hebrew Israelites. Okay? So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. One of the main indicators of who the Israelites would be in the end times and throughout their historical hardships was the fact that they'd be the most disenfranchised group of people upon the face of the earth. Okay? That suffered the worst atrocities known to mankind above any other people on the earth. Okay? Disenfranchised means to be deprived of. It says even primarily the right to vote, or deprived of a right or privilege. And no people were deemed less status as a human, as a fucking a living, breathing, walking human, okay, or man, if you will, than the Israelites, okay, during the transatlantic slave trade and colonization, primarily. No act was done worse than was done during those times, man. Okay, and our people are evident token that we've been destroyed, and America is the entire country of so-called of America, of the Great Babylon, is a commemoration of our downfall, of the downfall of the Native Americans to start, then the rest of the Northern Kingdom, which consists of the ones that got taken down here in America, Issachar, okay, primarily, and you got Ephraim over there in Hispaniola, and the rest of the tribes down in South America. 90% of them, according to the so-called white man statistics, that were wiped out. So say if you had 100 million of them, 90 million of them got wiped out. Okay, this is one of the most unprecedented genocide, if you pretty much near extinction of a people in the history of the planet, man. Okay, that and they celebrate these things. Okay, they celebrate our downfall. They set us up as mascots. You've got the so-called Native Americans who are mocked and made fun of, that they were destroyed. Okay, you have them as a lot of different sports teams, mascots, man. Okay, different acts of different pieces of literature, different fictional and non-fictional pieces that they put out that was like of a mockery towards our people. All right, and then you look at the state of the so-called Native Americans, man. Okay, that their people are one of the most destroyed demographics in this country. Okay, over there on the reservations, which are complete hellholes. All right, it's a death trap in those places. Alcohol abuse drug abuse at an all-time high. All right, suicide is insane. Something like more than half of them fucking killed themselves. All right. So that's it is a fucking, it is a, it's obvious. Okay. It's actually like they're, because it's actually one of their triumphs. All right. Because you got to realize this is our fucking enemy. Him celebrating these things is him just celebrating his victories, his wins, his fucking his conquests. All right. All throughout history, you have different conquerors and motherfuckers who took shit over. And what did they do? They had different, what do they call them, mementos. All right, Jake is a memento, like a killer. When he puts a motherfucker to death, he'll take something, a token, a souvenir from the motherfucker so that he can remember that he what he did. Okay, and you have a lot of forms of that here in this place, man, and across the world, primarily here in America. And we're gonna get that. I'll show you just a quick example. You have this one of the main roads in Oregon is called Dead Indian Road. Okay, Dead Indian Road or Dead Indian Pass, and it's another one of those mockery and fucking epithet, if you will, for lack of a better term, for the so-called Native Americans that they tried to take away, just like these different sports teams, the Atlanta Braves and all that. You know what I'm saying? The Washington Redskins, the fucking Chicago Blackhawks. All right. A lot of these so-called social justice, these social justice warriors, making attempts to ban those type of representations, but Esau is not going for it, man. Okay, just like you see here, Jackson County, Oregon opts not to rename the Dead Indian Memorial Road, constructed in 1870. All right, and all these things were was their conquest was a commemoration and a remembrance of them destroying us, man. All right, how many Gadites and Reubenites were killed on this road or in this territory in ancient time? Okay. And that's what this whole fucking place of America is about, man. It's a literal land of our death, destruction, and captivity. Okay? This is Psalm 49 and 11. So why would you want any fucking thing to do with this place? When Jake wakes up to find out about this truth, like you have these, I'm gonna be real with you, these weasel fucking niggas that are coming out of the woodwork now with the, trying to jump on the Israel bandwagon, your Kyries and Kanye's, and all the niggas who jumped on that bandwagon. Death to these motherfuckers, man. The ones outside the elect, death to these niggas, man. Because they're not ready for the battle. They're not built for the battle, man. The second, one of the main things you found out about this truth, the second you found out, should have had a spirit to want to destroy your enemy, man. Okay? You should have had an instant spirit of war against our enemies, man. So-called fucking white man. You should want his blood, okay? But these niggas, Jake, is too damn soft. All right, they mercilessly slaughtered us to this day here in this fucking place, man. The only thing on your mind should be the death of this motherfucker, man. The destruction of Esau, Edom, and America, and all these other fucking places around the world. Because you can't fucking forget that, man. It's not just America. What's gonna happen to Europe? All right. What's gonna happen to Australia? What did Australia do? Is Australia innocent? Okay. So, it says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. Okay? And that's indeed what so-called white man has in mind. He thinks that he's going to be in power forever, that nobody's going to take him down, that he was predestined and designed and created to be superior to all the other people of the earth, and he carries himself that way, bro. All right, this is in their mind. So if that is the case for them, then what is the fate of the houses and dwelling places of the other people? Those would in turn have to be subjugated and put down, correct? For his places to be exalted and continue forever. And that's what he has. That's what he's been fucking doing for the last several hundred years. He's been putting down, suppressing, and subjecting different nations and cultures, and putting his in place of it. That's what the whole point of iconoclasm was, and the destroying of any representation of anybody else in power but him. All right, which is a very effective means of ruling, because you now quail any potential bolstering of a people's to want to take vengeance and come back into power. You know, it squashes the semblance of power in a people, so that they wouldn't, to prevent any possible uprisings, man. Okay? It says they call their lands after their own names. Khan, and I was meditating on it. All these fucking streets here, because we're here in SoCal, right? Southern California, the South Bay, and extended, right? Well, really, the South Bay, Inglewood is in the South Bay, if I'm not mistaken. All right, and that's where a lot of brothers grew up in our camp. And a lot of the names that are given to these streets are fucking Spaniard, okay? Because you had Spaniard devils. You had 3 different devils. You had Spaniard devils, you had English devils, which were British devils, and you had French devils who came over here and fucking to capitalize on the new world. All right, and in capitalizing on the resources and the opportunity of this new world, the land and everything, was the slaughtering and destruction and genocide of another people. All right, and so he gave the names of him and his different Spaniard names of him and his fucking friends and families and cohorts of these Spaniard Edomites to a lot of these places out here in SoCal. For example, Santa Anna. All right, Santa Anna was a fucking stone cold devil. All right, an Edomite, and his crimes were his put it this way, his his crimes were infinite, man. I'm just gonna say it like that, okay? And he was known for slaughtering so-called Ishakarites and Gadites, man. So not only did they call their lands after their own names, they called their lands, different territories, roads after the victims that they have destroyed. Okay, that's also another form of calling lands after your own names. You're calling lands and territories and roads after your victories from your military campaigns. Or Slovakia, that wasn't a military campaign. That was a terrorist. You know what it was? It was a fucking a terrorist attack. Okay, a lot of the ways that you killed, they weren't in wars and fair battles. They were in fucking terrorist campaigns. Okay, that you would go in without announcement and just go slaughter all the Native Americans in that area. Okay, so it's heavy because this nigga is would name shit after him destroying us. Dead nigga Avenue. You know, just to give you an example. That's what basically this is what it's saying. Okay, he killed you, and he named a territory after your after you being dead. Okay, and that's the crimes of E. All right, that's why this place is going to get fucking burned with nuclear fire, and it's going to be the forbidden zone. All right, that no man will ever dwell in the land of the great Babylon, for the Most High has said it. Okay, this whole place is fucking is soaked with the blood of the Israelites. Well, Revelation 11 and 10, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry and send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. Okay, this is to show you the sentiment of the heathen. They all have the mindset in the heart and the feeling that that they can't stand us, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and they want to see, and they plot for our destruction. Okay, they rejoice at our downfall, which was the case. Was the ultimate celebration for them here in America. All right, when they established their enterprise, because this is nothing new. This is just the Bavarian, the establishment of America was stemmed from the the so-called Illuminati, man. Adam Weishaupt. This is just the Bavarian sect of the Illuminati here in America, man. All right, that shit is far-reaching. It goes back. It has deeper roots. Going back to the Edomites, of course, over there in Europe, and then even going back, if you want to go hit the origin, that it was appropriated and stolen heritage in it as it was in and of itself, man. Okay. The way this nigga You know what I'm saying? The way he operates, the way he worships Satan, okay, the way he moves, um, on a complete left, completely left, okay, left style maneuvers, how he maneuvers completely left like, or which is wickedly, all right. But a lot of that shit of the wicked fucking witchcraft that he's into and shit, it goes back to Ham. You see? But this whole fucking place is um is a celebration of our destruction. Okay? And to this day he's got memes and the jokes on the jokes on Jake. Okay? That we have, because we have them. they they have us in their hands still, man, and they're still jacking us up completely. The joke is still on fucking Jake, man. We're at the absolute rock bottom, and they know it, and they laugh at us, man. Okay, they laugh at us. They toast. They fucking pop bottles and toast up to this still, to this day, man. Okay, and this is finishing off Genesis 49:19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. That's right. Gad was overcome and destroyed. Arguably was done the worst in any other tribe. Okay, here in America, straight up, was arguably um, they arguably when you look at the ratio of how many so-called Native Americans that there were compared to now, they arguably lost the most numbers when it comes to proportion, because you could see, like, Judah, we don't know the numbers in the census because we don't fucking number Israel, but you can kind of deduce the fact that certain tribes are going to have more numbers than others. Okay, so the Judah, Judah was fucking super fucking vast, right? And there was more that were deemed as Judah than that were Judah. You had Benjamin and Levi that were deemed as Judah. So they're, you know, just trying to express how, if there were, say, just for example, 10 million Judites and they lost 5 million, that is at a lower ratio than there being 5 million Gadites and 4 million of them dying. You see what I'm saying? So a higher ratio of Gadites were put down. And you can tell that by their numbers today. They are extremely thinned out. Okay? You go on the res and the so-called Native American census here in America, they're extremely fucking low numbers compared to what they were. Okay? So they have absolutely been overcome. That's an understatement. That's insulting. They've been absolutely, utterly wasted and destroyed. Okay? But what is going to happen? It says, but he shall overcome at the last. Okay. And what is better recompense than that? A people who were shit on and destroyed and fucking disenfranchised and oppressed more than any other people on the planet, that they're going to rise back up and do the absolute unthinkable of what the world thinks is the impossible. And they're going to come back with their measly numbers and they're going to overcome their enemy, man. Okay? Who overcame Gad? Who destroyed the so-called Native Americans, the so-called North American Indians, man? Okay? That that's who's going to be overcome. Okay? The so-called fucking white man, the so-called Caucasian, Esau Edom. He's going to be destroyed. And don't think for 1 second that Gad is not going to have a huge fucking part in that. All right? In scalping this piece of shit and tearing him limb from limb. All right? Up close and personal. See? They're going to be on Esau's head like fucking, like it says, like grass, like the dew on grass, man. Okay? Like Jake says, like white on rice. Okay? Painted on him. Latched on the jugular. And that ancient Gadite warrior spirit to take out them that overcame us. All right? To get back and revenge for shit like Indian Pass Road. Slovakia. Dead Indian Pass. Dead Indian Memorial Road. Fucking the Redskins. All right? The Atlanta Braves. Okay? And all the other bywords and proverbs that you have given Jake. Okay? All those things are going to be recompensed for when this man is destroyed. All right? And that's going to happen before the Most High sends the missiles and Yahushua to eradicate this piece of shit. All right? Don't fucking think for 1 second. You've got a lot to handle. You got a lot to deal with. All right? Like his brother say, you have a lot to pay for. In turn, you're going to have a lot to deal with, man. You have right now in your little protected country that you think, you have sleeper cells, Trojan horse in the form of Israelites who have woken up to their identity. Okay? That you stole, and the atrocities and the unspeakable shit that you done to them, and they're ready to fucking to pounce on you, man. By the direction of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, waiting for that green light, that activation. Okay? Because the Most High is going to put a Sirach 39 and 28 spirit on 2/3 of Jake too. Okay? All Jake is not just going to lay down on the fucking ground and let you steamroll him, man. And that's what's going to come before this man's ultimate destruction by fire. He's going to have Jake all over his ass, man. All right? So with that, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Bashim Rakakadash. Hallelujah. Shalom.